Now, for those of you who saw my previous Redstone video, you might recognize this scene here. This is my forest firefighter that I created that clearly isn't particularly very good at putting out forest fires. It is very good at spawning squid though, and it's also very good at looking ridiculously cool. Now, this uses the fact that we can now place water source blocks inside things like fence posts and iron bars and things like that, which means that we can actually move them using pistons. So of course I attached them to a flying machine and I created something that looks a little bit like this. But after recording that video, I thought to myself, you know what, I think we can build something a little bit sillier. I know that may seem ridiculous because this is one of the craziest looking redstone contraptions I can think of, but things can get dafter than this. Now, I sincerely hope this concept works. So here we have fence posts, inside them we have got water streams, in between them they have now created infinite water sources, and if we grab these and retract them, I think that stayed as an infinite water source. Let's move it back one more block. And let's give this another go. So we're going to have to retract all of these guys again. Yep, there is definitely a puddle forming there of infinite water sources. Oh dearie me. Now surely if that logic applies on the floor, then the same logic can apply up in the sky. So what I'm going to do is link up all of these pistons. We'll grab ourselves a redstone line so that we can power all of those. And then we'll chuck some water source blocks on the insides of these once again. So there we have a slime block, and slime block. And, that is not something that I really thought of. That creates an infinite water source. Give me a second. Okay, that's a little bit more like it. I got a little bit scared there. Now, if we retract all of these, do we create infinite water sources in those gaps? So let's do that again. So we need to place in all of the pistons. And once again, retract these things out the way. And we have ended up with something that looks like that. Now, is that an infinite water source? If I was to grab a water bucket here, so we need an empty bucket. If I was to grab an empty bucket, obviously I can't pick up water from something that isn't a water source block, but this is. We can make a serious mess here. Now, it may not be pretty, but there is a chance that this thing could actually work. Oh, man. Wait, what? It's looking like something strange has happened. Hang on. Something's odd happened to my blocks. Okay, clearly my blocks got mismatched while I was building it. I don't really know how that happened, but now we are actually creating infinite water sources, which means that now this thing could potentially function. Oh, and it does. Oh, we're creating a block of water. No. Oh, that is evil. Oh, that is so totally evil. Oh dear. Oh, I've just single-handedly ruined so many multiplayer servers. So many people's worlds, so many people's builds. I mean, think how easy that is to build. And you can just let that free. And can you imagine how annoying that would be to clear up? Oh my word. Oh dear. Is it wrong that I want to make it bigger? So I'm pretty much going to apply the same strategy that I used with the previous redstone video, which is just to add wings to it. So we're going to have some extra wings, and those are going to be transporting extra modules, and then we're going to have to hook them up into the actual circuit using some piston mechanics coming out the side here. Now I'm thinking, so that is 7 blocks in total, so then we add an extra 6 each time from the center. Okay, so 7 plus 12, so that's 19. Yeah, 31 blocks sounds good. Let's go all out. It's gonna be this big. And by this big, I mean this big. Okay, this looks the business. That is the starting section. We have all the pistons out the back. Then what we need to do is we need to put in the secondary sections, and I don't actually know how to do this. So that is one piston there, and then if we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so that is 9 in total, and then if we had an observer here, that's 10, and then that would be 11. So that is within the block limit. We can actually do that. You'll be happy to hear that I'm actually doing this in a fairly methodical fashion, and I have brought in all of the slime blocks into this central point. So all of those guys are connected up. Now, the only thing that we do need to do is we need to make sure that all of the timings are exactly the same, I think. So this is going to need a piston here, so we're going to need an observer there, which hopefully that isn't going to cause any issues. And then we'll also need an observer on this one. And then all of these have the same quantity of observers. They have the same timings running into them, and then we just have them flaring out, powering all of these pistons on the fringes. I think. In fact, can I test it once? I think it's worth making a backup first. So, when I flick this lever on and off, we should see the entire wall of blocks over there retract at exactly the same time. We did see that! Everything seems to have worked, and oh my word, this is actually going to function as a redstone build. That's terrifying. You see, all we need to do now is we need to create the motor, and we can actually use the same motor that we used for the previous redstone contraption, because we know that that had the correct timings and everything like that. So I'm going to go back to an early stage in the video, and I'm going to see exactly what I did. I think it was something along the lines of this, and then I had, yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to earlier on in the video, but we can build the motor. That's what actually pulls this thing along, and then the rest will kind of just follow. It will follow with us, just leaving a path of, well, water source blocks and squid. Lots and lots of squid, I imagine. Water source, water source, water source, water source, water source. Okay, so that's covered that. By the look of things, we need a water source there as well, so there we go. Water source, water source, water source, water source, water source, and water source. And there we go, big wall of water. That's all looking good. Now we just have to go over here and set fire to this observer. And it lives! And it creates oceans! This is the ocean builder! Oh, wow. Oh, I don't know how I would feel if someone built something like this in my world, over the top of my base. I mean, especially my base. My base is an ocean base. That would be exceptionally cruel. But I'm going to have to fly up here, and I'm going to have to get a screenshot. There we go. That looks spectacular. Let's get it right the way up into the corner so you can see the path of destruction. This is just creating a path of destruction. But you know what this would be good for? Oh, it looks like we're not getting a water source in the center there. Have I missed one? I think I might have missed one. That's all fixed. I was just missing a block that was out the front. No big problem. So as I was saying, this is going to fix an issue that I had in the previous redstone video. So we need to look for, I'm guessing, birch sapling. There we go. That's what we want. So that is the one that we need. There we go. They're all in place. And now all we have to do is set the game rule, random tick speed up to 1000. And we will have ourselves an instant forest. I think anyone who saw the previous video will know where this is going. I think some of you were a little bit disappointed in the previous video that my forest fire putter-outer machine didn't actually put out the forest fire, because I didn't think of the fact that the water would drop between the gaps in this area right here. Well, hopefully this machine fixes it. If we just put out that fire, that will boot this thing into action, and we should see quite a bit of extinguishing. Well, we should see quite a bit of extinguishing. I mean, this thing, you would think, will do a decent job of putting out the flames here. So let's see. Here it goes. There's fire on the edge. And oh, would you look at that. The forest fire is no more. We have extinguished a full forest fire, ladies and gentlemen. This machine works perfectly. I mean, clearly I've miscalculated the size of... Okay, fine. Outside of the scope of my machine, the forest fire still burns. But inside the scope of it, look at that. Fire fully extinguished. There's none to be seen. It's been completely put out. Obviously, you know, it is now underwater. There's quite a lot of water covering the forest. I actually don't know if that would be better or worse. Would you rather be flooded or on fire? I know both of them are pretty horrible ways to go, but either way, it does function. It puts out forest fires, and on that note, I think it's time to end today's redstone video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please sure to that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Oh, and as per usual, standard filming channel stuff. Link will be on the end screen.